Guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we're here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. The episode is called Beef is Served. Now, we pick. Oh, no, let me first say if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you. It would mean a lot to me. I am on the mission to get to 1,500 baby steps, but 1,000. So if you want to be a part of something big and making my day, it's free of charge to just hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, let's have a conversation, but we'll get to that later on. So this episode picks up exactly where the other one left off, with Mia on the phone with Peter. Peter saying he got beef. Peter seriously because of the way he said it and what he said. Usually when people say we got beef, it's not real beef. It's just we got a misunderstanding. We need to talk it out. When somebody say I got beef with you or whatever in that sort of way, it's not serious. So I never took him seriously. But Wendy's like, wow, what's wrong? What happened? He's like, I'll see her when she get here. Basically, none of your goddamn business. And she's like, oh, I really want to know. I'm going to find out. Mia and Robin and Giselle, like, when I tell you on 10, at the end of this episode, they had me literally on 10. But I'm jumping ahead. So Sharice is on the phone trying to find another hotel, when I could have sworn in the last episode she said something about her, I was going to say her butler, her assistant or whoever was calling around to all these different hotels, and he called 3 different places. So it didn't work out, because she made it sound like it worked out. She can't find anywhere. So Sharice could just sit down. We don't want you here anyway. How about go home? Go home to your bathroom. We have Ashley coming into the room talking to Giselle and Robin. And Ashley is just like, all these guys are in my DMs. Oh, who cares, Ashley? So Giselle is telling her that everybody's going to end up hitting her up. And she's talking about a house that she put a bid in on, and the offer was accepted. However, she rescinded it because the people would not be out until July, and she's ready to move in June because Michael is being a little impossible. You don't say. Really, you don't say. And I don't know why he's being so, he's just being a mess right now. He's being more and more difficult. And they're like, you know why he's being a mess. If y'all really getting a divorce, what did I say? Of course he's going to become rude and ridiculous, because number one, that is just him. Michael is just an asshole. He really is. But you're going through a divorce. You about to get away from him. He probably wants you away from him like right now. But she said something very interesting, because what did Ashley do the entire time we were saying Michael was doing this and that, and she was sitting there turning a blind eye as she was telling Candace what she was doing? Yeah, she was turning a blind eye, downplaying it. Not a big deal, not a big deal. She says, oh, well, he was living his best life while I was sitting at home with the kids. No, he's been living his best life the entire time, sis. And now you are just admitting it. So Ashley can beat it. Trying to think of how this ended. Ended with bathroom water or whatever. With the they have the bathroom pipes in their bedroom, so anytime anyone flushes, they can hit. Yeah, I would be really irritated with that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that. I'm like, ooh, she really is trying to paint her out to be the needy. Because if y'all recall, she said something about the first time they met up with G. She's like, is that my blouse or whatever? Like, kind of letting people know that this girl borrows stuff from her. And then she did it again in one of the other episodes. I think it was the one where Robin had that terrible field day. But I can't remember what she did. But she just comes off like Jack. Oh, no. Yeah, on the way there, she was saying how she has to take care of Jacqueline like her mom or whatever. Listen, she is making Jacqueline out to be... Is it Jacqueline? Jocelyn? I'm not going to do it again, y'all. I'm not going to do it again, but I think she said Jacqueline. Anyway, all right, I'm moving on. She said no. She ain't giving her nothing else, and then she's in the confessional talking about how she asked for every little thing, and she asked for 5 and 6 different things. Mia is shitty. Mia's a shitty friend. Okay, so they end their scene with them talking about how she says Mia got in the shower first again. Is that a problem? Yeah. And she's like, well, there's 2 shower heads. Jacqueline's like, listen, then we'll look like we're in a throuple and it'll be the talk of the town. And Mia's like, won't be the first time. Ashley is in the other room. She can hear him and she's like, ooh, y'all wild. She closed the door. And I'm like, yeah, they wild and loud. Like, shut up. Why y'all putting on a whole performance? All right, so then we have a scene with Wendy in her bed talking to herself because no one there likes her. So she has no one to talk to, talking about turn on the air. Then we have Mia in Sharice's room trying to convince her to stay. And I'm like, she can't find shit else. So you may as well convince her to stay. She can't find anywhere else to go. Ooh, I was finna say no one wants you. And that's not nice. But let me leave her alone. Anyway, she decides to stay because Mia's like, we're all women here. There's 5 bathrooms, this and that. You can use another bathroom. Fine, she'll stay. Not to mention Ashley was like, you can use mine. I'll just leave out when when you got to go to the bathroom, which was very nice of her. But it's still fuck Ashley and fuck Sharice. So here's that. All right, so Karen has a scene with Wendy because she's the only one that will shoot with her. And they're talking about Sharice. Karen is like, listen, she's not my favorite person or whatever. Because Wendy is like, listen, it's your birthday weekend. We're just going to make sure you have a really good time. And Karen is just like, well, kind of if it was up to me, she wouldn't be here. She wanted to have lunch. And, that's never happened. We can go out to Starbucks, something like that. I just told her it wouldn't be in this setting. And she's like, she had some questionable behavior like 5 years ago. I haven't talked to her in 5 years. That bridge has burned, basically. And from what we saw, Wendy was just sitting there taking it all in. All right, so Ashley and Giselle are on the deck. Ashley's doing TikTok with no panties on. We find out that most of these women, I guess, don't wear panties. Who cares? Like, we don't want to know. Except the conversation getting in the van was very nasty with Ashley talking about she hoped nothing runs down her legs or like so nasty. But anyway, Mia comes out and she's once again going in on her friend just out of nowhere. Like, who even brought that up? They're talking about, just whatever. And she's like, and yeah, she needs deodorant. She needs this. She needs that. They're like, you shared toothbrushes with her? No, that's why I told her no. Why are you making her look like a bum? Like, really? Why are you doing that? Unbelievable. Okay, so they end up asking Mia where they're going, and she says bar 1 with Peter. And Ashley is like, does Wendy know we're going to bar 1? Because she, has a relationship with Peter. And Mia's just like, oh, really? Well, I heard that he has beef with her. And then we find out from Giselle that apparently she met him at the BET Awards. They did a fundraiser. When they got back to, I guess, his bar or whatever, he was talking to her, telling her, yo, that girl you guys hang with. She's like, he couldn't even remember her name. Okay, that's fine. She researched him and wanted to find something in common so that they can go into business together. She said he told her, oh, she wants to open a Nigerian bar. He thinks it's crazy, but he's going to go along with it. All of that just sounds stupid to me. Like, if Peter really did say all that, then he sounds stupid to me. And I like Peter. But why are you just going to go along with it? You sound like a dumbass. It's a whole business. If it's something that you are not passionate about or you don't think is going to work out, then why are you wasting your time and her time? It sounds stupid. So I don't know who's lying. And then of course, Mia is really happy to get that information. She really does act like she's fucking Peter. I'm sorry. The way she's so happy about the fact that they're going to bar 1 and, oh, it's Peter and G loves Peter and I love Peter and Peter was the first one to hold my daughter besides G. Girl, calm down. It's just Peter. All right, so they're getting ready to go to dinner and they're all downstairs. They're about to have a quick shot and, they're going back and forth. Do you want a shot? And Ashley says something about a bear in the woods. Okay, ha ha ha. Mia says, does a frog have a watertight asshole? And they're all like, what? And then she repeats it. And then Ashley says, oh, I know I do. And I'm like, yeah, after surgery, because clearly we know what happened. So after surgery, you probably do now. Calm down, Ashley. So they do their little toast, and then it's time to go. So now we're in the cars, and like I said, getting in the car, Sharice and Ashley are talking about how they're not wearing panties and they sweat down there. And it's so nasty. She's like, I hope nothing shows up on my seeps into my dress. And oh my God, just nasty. So in one car, we have Jacqueline, Wendy, Mia, and Karen. And, Mia's like, listen, everything is going well or whatever. I like Cherise. And then she turns to Karen and she's like, I know she's not your favorite person. Karen's like, don't speak for me. Y'all, Karen knows how to play this shit very well. Quit playing with her. She knows how to say stuff without saying it. She knows how to talk around stuff so you can't catch her up. Karen knows how to play this game. She's been here for a long time and she's learned very well. Y'all mark my words. Anyway, Mia, on the other hand, she's very messy. She don't even care about being right. And then she tells her that she understands. I understand why now. I think I'm on your side with everything that's going on because, she was just very complaining and she was complaining about the room and it doesn't have accommodations. And she's like talking like Sharice and mocking her. And Karen, once again, was not joining in. She was just like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. And I'm like, yeah, because Karen knows all this shit is about to be playback for the reunion. Like, Mia's just a dumbass. She really don't care in actuality. Mia don't care. But Karen, on the other hand, she knows it's all coming back. Y'all, so when Mia starts talking about Sharice, her friend is like, oh God. And she's like, I'm not talking to you. And Wendy is looking like, damn. And then Jacqueline's like, why are you being mean to me? And she's like, we're friends. We're friends. Mia brought her friend on to shit on her. I'm sorry, she just did. She brought her friend to treat her like absolute crap. Anyway, that's when she goes into the whole thing about, what's her name? Sharice. But her friend is back there looking like, oh my God, what is she saying? What is she doing? And I'm like, number one, she's trying to play the whole game of being controversial. Like, Mia knows that messy sells, but we want you gone still, Mia. We want you gone, Robin gone, Giselle gone. All you bitches need to go, especially after what's about to go down. All right, still on the way there. We're in the car with the other girls, Giselle, Ashley, Robin, and Sharice. And we find out that Sharice doesn't, I guess they had a thing on reasonably shady about people pooping in front of their husbands or boyfriends or whatever, and a lot of people said they don't do it. Ew. Don't do it. Never have. Robin says she does it, and I'm like, cause you don't want her boys. So yeah, like there's no romantic nothing going on there. Y'all just homies. Giselle says, listen, put it away, sis. Don't be doing that. Not to mention, Robin says she runs around naked in front of her boys. Giselle's like, Corey's 14. Like, yeah, it's just inappropriate. I'm sorry. After so long, it's just inappropriate. Oh, it's not a big deal. And then Ashley says that her mom still, to this day, walk around naked or with nothing on in front of her brother. And her brother's grown. And I'm like, I know her brother is like, please don't do it. Like, oh my God. Ugh. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. They're nasty. But Giselle says that, because Cherie says she don't poop in front of people and she don't even poot. She don't fart or anything in front of people. And I feel her. I ain't mad at that. Cherie says Giselle says then she needs to go shit or something. That's why she wants her own bathroom. So, all right. Yeah, I can't believe how much dialogue and time we're spending with these women in the car. Yeah. All right, so we make it to bar one finally, and the girls are coming out. Let's talk about what they have on. I like what Wendy's wearing. Giselle, I just wish her pants were just a tad bit longer, just hugging the floor a little bit or whatever. But other than that, it's fine. It's whatever. It's Giselle. It's fine for Giselle, let's say that. Robin, hot ass mess as usual. Like, she got on a full ruffly dress. Girl, and her hair, hot ass mess as usual. What's her name? Karen looks nice. Wendy, I already said Wendy. Mia actually looks nice. I like the red dress with the red lip. Her friend looks nice. Ashley's dress looked just sleazy. Like it looks like last season Wendy, like Fashion Nova's finest. It's not cute. Like half of everything is out on one side or whatever. It's just not cute. And Charisse. Charisse looks like the matron of honor. Like what she got on. What is Charisse wearing? She is so homely and motherly. And why is she here? Why is she here, Ike? Honestly, for real, why is Charisse here? Oh, I do want to mention the fact that I think it's interesting that Wendy didn't find out they were going to bar one until they actually got there. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know we were coming here." And she's in the confessional saying how she don't really want to talk about work if she sees Peter or whatever. Wendy, fuck out of here. Like, if you're handling business, then handle business. You should have definitely gotten back to him if you are no longer interested. If you spoke with your husband and you're no longer interested, then why not just tell Peter that instead of ducking and dodging him? It's ridiculous, and you are supposed to be a professional. So I don't agree with her with that. Did I make mention of the fact that earlier Giselle said that Wendy ain't got no money or something like that to really be doing business with Peter, and that's the problem. Giselle, where's your money coming from, sis? Because we know that Wendy does quite a few things. They want to keep clowning her on the candles. Okay, that was a business venture that didn't pan out, but she does things. Like Wendy works, and the whole problem is, like, her whole storyline is, oh my God, she's burning the candle at both ends. So obviously she's making money. Giselle, how do you make your money? Let's talk about that. All right, so we're at the table talking about Candace coming, and Ashley is like, well, the air is going to be different when she comes. And she's like, well, she has like a bug, a chip on her shoulder or whatever. And Robin is like, well, yeah, because you just went to her telling her that her husband is doing all kind of stuff. And Ashley's like, did anyone hear me say that he touched my friend's butt? And Wendy's like, it was definitely repeated. You know, it was said. And Giselle's like, I swear it was said. I swear it was said. Then we see a flashback of Ashley saying, she didn't really say it, but she kind of gestured where it would imply that he did something. Like she was moving, and I guess she thought she was doing something other than what came off. So they all agreed that they all thought he touched her because of the gesture that she made. So, okay, misunderstanding, I guess. She can let Candace know that. All right, so dinner wouldn't be dinner if it wasn't Giselle. It wasn't yeah, that didn't work out at all, and I am not editing. I'm sorry. Dinner wouldn't be dinner if it wasn't for Giselle, kind of producing some things. So she talks to Karen about Charisse, and Karen is just like, listen, I said we would go to lunch. She never called me for lunch. And Charisse is like, well, it's kind of hard to do that when someone says that you're coming from a bad place. And I'm like, first of all, because we see a flashback of Wendy sitting there talking to Charisse, same exact spot she was sitting talking to Karen, and she's being messy. So she's telling Charisse that, maybe she doesn't think you're coming from a good place. And Charisse is like, you don't think I'm coming from a good place? So maybe all of that was just misconstrued. I don't know. But Karen is like, who said you're not coming from a good place? And she's like, Wendy said. And Wendy's like, she's deflecting. And then all hell breaks loose because in this scene, Wendy is doing a whole heck of a lot. She's like, I'm not deflecting. Like, literally, it came from you. And Wendy is just doing a lot. So Wendy is just like going off for no good reason. Charisse is just like, I'm not deflecting. And she's like, you got all this energy from me, but you have yet to say anything to Karen. This is between you and her. Are you scared of her? Are you scared of her? And I'm like, Wendy, shut the fuck up. Nobody even likes you here. So you should just be quiet because you shouldn't be here. But since you're here trying to get your check, just shut the fuck up because none of these girls like you, really. And she is doing a lot. All right, so Mia tries to calm Wendy down. She's like, Wendy. And Wendy's like, what are you telling me to be quiet for? What are you talking about? You were just in the car saying how you understand why Karen doesn't like her. And then Charisse is looking like, And she's like, I didn't say that. That is not what I said. And Robin, because Robin got to get to the bottom of everything, because Robin got to insert herself into everything. Nothing has anything to do with her. So that is why she has to jump in there in order to have any sort of conversation, because nothing has anything ever to do with Robin. So she jumps in and she's like, well, what did you say? What did you say? Because, and she's like, I said that she was being very theatrical about, her room. And then she starts once again mocking her. And everybody's laughing except Robin. Robin is so angry, you guys. She, I feel like Retta, you're so angry. You're so angry. She's very angry this season. So I think that's her part, her way of bringing it is just being mad, angry, and aggressive. So she's like, theatrical, she got 0 bathrooms. And I'm just like, it's true. But Robin, what does that have to do with you? All right, so wrapping up Karen and Charisse. Did I say that right? Yes, Karen and Charisse. Karen is just like, listen, you invited me to lunch. It never happened. She's like, well, I invited you to lunch to see what your issue is with me. And she's like, it's not an issue. People grow apart, they evolve or whatever. And in the confessional, Charisse is like, I think Karen thinks I know all of her secrets, and she's probably right. And I'm like, oh, you hear, Charisse? We don't care what you know. We don't care what you know. So back at the table, she's saying, well, if we don't talk it out or whatever, how do you evolve? How do you move past it? And Karen is like, I did it 5 years ago. And she's like, listen, you haven't called my phone in 5 years. And she's like, I sure haven't. Karen's like, so then why now? And I'm like, because she's on the show and she's trying to have scenes with you, Karen. Duh. She's trying to make a little money, girl. So she's trying to use you. Yes, she is. Karen is not having any of it. So that's it for them. And hopefully we can just be done with Charisse. Y'all, I want to be done with so many of these girls. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, especially after what's about to go down. Hey, you guys, so as they're eating, Peter comes around to greet everybody. He greets Wendy and he's like, hey, why didn't you tell me you was coming in town? That's all he said. And she said, check your text. And that was that for that. And then, he go around and he even gets to me and he's like, hey, she's like, hey, brother. Like everything she's saying, oh, he's family. He's family. No, bitch, he just talked to you like you were no one. He was happier to see Karen. Hey, lady. Like when he got to Mia, he was like, hey, oh, hey. And I'm just like, oh my God. Girl, you are putting 20 on 10 and he is giving you absolutely no love whatsoever. So, in the confessional, Ashley is like, yo, Mia made it seem like he was gonna come, like, oh my God, what's wrong? I'm so mad at you. And he was his regular jovial Jamaican self. And she asked Mia, she's like, so he was joking? Oh, he was joking, but, and I'm like, you don't even know him like that. He's a jokester. Oh, he's a jokester, but I'm gonna find out. Girl, why do you care that much? It's so irritating. So irritating. So she actually jumps up to go and chase after Peter, who is not thinking about her, none in the least. And then Wendy's going to ask Peter, oh, I saw you got the Nigerian shrimp on there. Is that new? Girl, ain't nobody taking your dumbass idea, the Nigerian library. Nobody wants that. So thank you. He's like, no, it's been there. Wendy can beat it. Like, oh my God, they can all just beat it. So anyway, Wendy goes chasing after Peter, and I think Charisse is with her. So they go talk to Peter, and Mia is, of course, being very nosy. What's wrong? What's the beef? This and that. And he's like, listen, she came, to my restaurant, didn't even tell me she was in town or anything. We were supposed to do business. I sent an offer out there. She didn't even say anything. So yes, again, that is very unprofessional. And Mia is totally inserting herself. Like, she couldn't even get back to you. I mean, say something. Then she goes on this whole tangent about, because Charisse says she's going to go. She's going to go ahead and go to the ladies' room, but she's like, I want to pick your brain because I really do want to open up a champagne bar or whatever. He's like, okay, well, don't blow me off like the last one. And what's her name? Mia is like, no, I would bet on Cherise. Her checks will clear. She has money. And I'm just like, Mia, oh, how the tables have turned, because she went on and on and on about how Wendy don't have money. Wendy can't afford to do this. And I don't even know where that narrative is coming from, you guys. That has never been something that people have said about Wendy. Like, I don't understand why they are figuring she has no money. It's crazy to me. But anyway, um, Mia, do you have money now, sweetie? Do you? Are you still the CEO of anything? Did they take everything that you had? See, God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. And this particular episode, Mia just kept going on tangents about people not having money, not having things, not being this person and that person. And that is what she gets. I'm sorry, God don't like ugly. All right, before we get to the shits, I do want to point out the fact that back at the table, they're talking about Mia, and Jacqueline is telling them how Mia, comes off, she's a lot when you first meet her. And she's like, I can only deal with her because I've been knowing her since we were young. And I ask myself all the time, if you had met her as an adult, would you be her friend? And the answer is probably no. And then Sharice is like, really? I'm like, yeah, all of that is coming back to bite you, Sid. Like, they cannot wait to go back and tell Mia that you would not be her friend. And she's like, well, no, because she loves to boss me around and be very bossy over me. And I'm like, because she thinks you're less than. I can almost guarantee you she thinks she's less than, and she brought her on the show to treat her less than. And yeah, you should not be her friend. Well, apparently, again, I don't know what the whole deal is with them, but they're not friends. They're going back and forth from what I heard on social media at this point. But when she says she likes to boss her around, Ashley is like, yeah, we saw that. And I'm like, see? Do you see? How shitty is that other people pick up on the fact that she treats you like crap? So Mia gets into the fact that Peter has an issue with Wendy not getting back to him. Wendy is in the confessional reading a text saying Peter actually never got back to her. She read it over, the contract or whatever. She wanted to see the site, and he never got back to her. And what's her name? Uh, Mia is at the table like, don't start, Wendy. Don't start. That's family. Girl, he don't talk to you like family. Y'all gotta go back and look at how Peter was treating this girl. It wasn't like there was any sort of connection really with her. So she's doing a lot for Peter. It's ridiculous, kind of, sort of, what she's doing for him. He's there. If he's that mad, let him address Wendy. Let him deal with it. Why are you coming at him like that? So she's like, you didn't even call him when you were coming into town. And Wendy's like, oh, first of all, Wendy said, I don't beef with men. I don't beef with men. If he got a problem with me, tell him to call my husband. Well, family isn't in business. Some Mia was saying, and they're going back and forth. Wendy is just like, listen, I don't owe him a phone call when I come in town. He's not my man. He's not my husband. Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? And then Wendy makes a comment about, gee, me and my husband don't get down like that. I don't talk to other men like that or whatever. I don't answer to other men. So if you and your husband want to sleep with other people and do whatever, and then Mia gets all out of control with the whole, don't talk about my husband, don't talk about my husband. She throws a drink in Wendy's face. Fine. Wendy sits there. She sits her ass right down. She stays right there. And I don't know how that was possible, because when I tell you, reaction would have caught the shit out of Mia. Reaction would have been me jumping up immediately and grabbing a hold to Mia's goddamn throat. That was a lot of cussing for no good reason. But it's true. Like, I would have gone dead for her throat. Oh my God. Mia, unbelievable how she sat there and then wanted to talk tough after she did nothing when someone threw a drink in her face. So after she throws the drink, Mia is telling Wendy to get up and get out. And she's like, what the fuck are you going to do if I don't get up and get out? What are you going to do? And I'm like, she just did it. She just literally did something to you and you did nothing. So what are you waiting on her to do more? Like, what more do you want, Wendy? She did something to you. She really did. And as she's saying that, though, Robin is like, she's so antagonistic. This girl just threw a drink in her face and you are upset because she is antagonistic. Really? I mean, really? They are going back and forth. It's so stupid about who's a boss. You're a boss, you're a boss, you're a boss, this and that. Wendy's like, what kind of boss throws drinks in women's faces or whatever? And Giselle is over there like, apparently this one. Apparently this one. Really, Giselle? Like when I tell you them two. So, again, they're going back and forth, and then Robin is just like, listen, Wendy, if you're not gonna fight, then stop being antagonistic. And she's like, so she just threw a drink in my face, and you're calling me antagonistic. And she's like, well, if you're gonna fight, then fight. If you're not gonna fight, then sure. And she could not be more wrong. Like, really, she could not be more wrong. Wendy needs to shut up. She really does. It's like either do something or don't. I understand what Robin is saying, but how are we blaming Wendy for what's her name? Mia just did. Like, yes, she wasn't even being that. It's not even Mia's fight. Let's be clear. Nothing that is going on has anything to do with Mia. And Peter don't give a shit about Mia. So what are we doing? Why are we fighting over Peter? So anyway, Wendy ends up saying that she's going on a tangent and doing all this because of Peter. She must be fucking Peter. So there's something else. I don't know that I don't. You know what? The only reason why I would say she's not fucking Peter is because Peter wasn't paying her a bit of attention. None whatsoever. Not like family, not like somebody he's sleeping with, not like somebody he knows, not like somebody he cares about. Zero attention was being paid to Mia. So, nah, she's not sleeping with him because Peter ain't thinking about her. All right, so as they're going back and forth or whatever, Mia gets up and Wendy calls her a crater face bitch. She goes and walks out. She's all mad. She's talking to her friend. She's talking to G on the phone. When she comes back to sit down, Karen is just like, it's never cool to throw drinks, right? And I was just like, okay, that was a cool way to say it. And she's like, what do you mean? So Mia's upset that Karen doesn't have her back. So Giselle starts saying, you're humping. And she's like, be a friend to somebody. Pick a side. She don't have to pick a side. She's like, I'm friends to everybody, including your raggedy ass. And I'm like, perfect answer. Because you don't have to pick a side. You're an adult. Like, you're a grown woman. Two things can be true at once. They both can be wrong in some instance. And why do I have to pick a side? Like, are you kidding me, Giselle? You can shut up. So yeah, now it's so many different little arguments. It was a lot going on, but I'm not gonna lie, I was here for it. All right, so we get to the point where they're still arguing. It's just total chaos, going back and forth or whatever. And Wendy is talking big shit now. Wendy is like, you got one more time to do this. Mia tells her, you got one more time. I'm like, everybody got one more time. Everybody, that's fair. Everybody got one more time. And as the food is coming, everybody's happy or whatever. Not happy, but ready to eat basically. And Wendy is steady talking. That's what you do? That's what you do? You a CEO and this is what I'm just like, shut up. But I don't agree with Robin with the whole see, that's what I'm saying, antagonistic. Yeah, she's being antagonistic, but she got water thrown in her face. But still, Wendy, if you ain't gonna do shit about it, shut up. Like, honestly, you are doing a lot, and I would have been irritated sitting at that table. Like, shut the fuck up if you are not going to get up and fight at this point. Don't give people all these different chances. You are selling all these wolf tickets, as my mama would say. Shout out to my mama. And you are not gonna bust a grape. Shout out to my mama again. Like, she's not doing anything but talking, and it's too much talk. Like, if we're about to eat and we're about to try to squash it or let it go or whatever, if you Superman, she threw something in your face, do something. All right, so let's wrap this shit up. So as they're going back and forth, Wendy is talking big stuff, and what's her name? Mia comes and tries to hit her with her pocketbook. It's her purse, but I like the word pocketbook. She tries to hit her with her purse, and Wendy does nothing but, like, she moves. I don't even think it really hits her. But my thing is, she tried to literally hit you, Wendy. You're sitting there talking big shit. You're giving her one more time to do this, one more time to do that. She just swung at you and you are still sitting there talking. So I'm going to need Wendy to shut up at this point. Like, honestly, you are not doing anything. You are not going to do anything. I need you to hush your face. Hush your face. But as Mia is doing all this, oh my God, oh my God. And here's what's funny. I'm thinking, oh my God, they are really acting out at this restaurant. Peter never showed his face again. Mr. Reality TV himself, Mr. Peach Holder, Peter, Uncle Ben, Thomas, never showed his face again. Well, for right now, from what we see, he did not come out. Security is holding Mia back or whatever. She's doing all this like she's really trying to get at her. And Ashley says, you a big girl to be doing all that. And I don't know why it was so funny, but it really was. And again, Wendy doing a whole lot of talking. So Ashley ends up, when they sit down, because Mia walks out, she's talking to G, she's telling everything that happened, she's ready to go home. Find me a flight, find me a flight. Robin comes out, no, you can't leave. I'm like, once again, Robin, insertion. Like, it's none of your business. You can't leave, don't leave, or whatever. Somebody needs to leave. They can't be in that house together, because if it were me and she didn't toss a drink in my face and hit me with a pocketbook, oh, it's gonna go down. Which is exactly what Wendy said when she got up. She's like, if she in this house, I'm gonna fuck her up. We don't believe you, Wendy. You need more people because you have not done a thing, and she has come at you twice and you have not done a thing. But Ashley's at the table and she's telling them how it's unacceptable. Throwing a drink in her face, unacceptable. That's not okay. Listen, I don't have an issue with Mia. I like Mia, whatever, but that shit's unacceptable. And Giselle and Robin are, of course, just like, well, she was antagonizing her. And I'm like, that is the word of the day for Robin. It really is. And that's when, what's her name? Wendy got mad. Like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to people who have, sympathy for Mia. And she threw a drink in my face. And she turns to Giselle and she's like, so there's an issue with Monique being aggressive and putting hands on people and doing things, but it's okay when Mia does it. And I'm like, yes, you better go ahead. Now, y'all know, let's touch on it real quick before we go. There's a whole colorism thing going on in this franchise. And me being a chocolate sister, I don't really get into it a whole lot because I don't call colorism a whole heck of a lot. Yes, I'm chocolatey. However, I didn't have a bad time and experience with it in my younger life and my adult. Like, I'm fine. I love being chocolatey, so I don't have the same issues that other people unfortunately dealt with being chocolate. I get it. It happens, but that wasn't my experience. So I'm not quick to call colorism. However, when you think about everything and put everything together, it's kind of looking away, you guys. It's kind of looking away, and I hate to say it, but it really is. Because the fact that Giselle and Robin want so very badly to be friends with Mia and forgive Mia for being an outright liar. Forgive Mia for just being a doofus. Like, she's a goofy. And we know that this is not the type of person that you all would really want to hang out with, even though they're goofies as well. But Mia has done some things, and for them both to be like, oh, well, I really want to get to know her. I still want to like her. Why? Why is that? Like, what's so bad about Candace? Monique was annoying as all get out. She still is. Can't watch the DC thing or whatever because Monique is annoying. She is. And, Candace is annoying in her own way, but they all are. Giselle, super annoying. Robin, oh my God, annoying. Wendy, so annoying. Everybody is in their own way, so why is it that Mia gets so many passes? I don't understand. So, I don't know that I want to call colorism. I just know that there's something going on here. There's some sort of an issue. And the fact that Mia, she didn't hit her, but she still got physical. I think she needs to be put off the show. It's not okay. And Robin is like co-signing the aggression. She's super aggressive. We've seen that. And I think she needs to be put out the show. She ain't got shit to talk about in the first place. Like, anyway, we don't care. Whatever's going on in her life, we don't care. But I am now rambling. So if you are still here, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You are the real MVP. If you have not already, please consider subscribing. I would be so happy to have you be a part of the Beautiful People family. And comment, like the video. It is good for my analytics. I would definitely appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Smooches.